A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Luyolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Dstv Premiership Fixtures as I have a look at the upcoming fixtures. So, a couple of midweek games and a couple of games on the weekend. So, we do have all 16 teams in action during the week and over the weekend as well. Coming up into it then, the first fixture we're looking at is Mamelodi Sundowns versus Golden Arrows. So when you have a look at that encounter, we do know that Mamelodi Sundowns do need just a couple more points than just to wrap up the league. So coming up against this Golden Arrows, which has been inconsistent, I think that this is a good game for Mamelodi Sundowns to pick up the 3 points and look then to getting to a step closer then to wrap up that league title. So I do foresee Mamelodi Sundowns winning comfortably in that game. Moving on then right along, you've got BAROKA versus Orlando Pirates. So when you have a look at BAROKA then, they do find themselves in the relegation zone. So it's going to be very, very key that they try get something out of this game. However, with how BAROKA have been doing, I just don't foresee them even getting a point in this game, as I do think that Orlando Pirates will just have too much quality on the day. So in that encounter, I do see Orlando Pirates walking away with the 3 points. Moving on then right along, you've got Mansburg United versus Swallows. So with Mansburg, they do sit then in a position then where I would say that they are safe for next season, but it is Swallows then that are looking to get out of the relegation battle. So it's going to be very key then with regards to how Swallows look to at least pick up a point, because it's been very tough for them. They've been very inconsistent and they've struggled to score the goals up front. However, looking at this encounter then, I do foresee a 1-1 draw. Moving on then right along, you've got SEKHUKHUNE United versus TS Galaxy. When you have a look at TS Galaxy, this is also another side that are battling within the relegation zone. And coming up then against SEKHUKHUNE, you've got a side then that lost the last time out to Orlando Pirates. And when you have a look at this game, I do foresee SEKHUKHUNE being very resolute and very pragmatic, as TS Galaxy will have the lion's share of possession. I just don't see TS Galaxy being able to break down SEKHUKHUNE. And also when you have a look at SEKHUKHUNE with regards to how resolute they are from a defensive perspective, they are very, very strong in that regard. So I do foresee this game playing out in a draw. Moving on then right along, you've got AMAZULU versus MARITZBURG United. So these are the fixtures then, which then do start on the weekend. So with AMAZULU versus MARITZBURG United, this is a KZN derby. And coming up into this encounter, I do foresee AMAZULU winning this game 1-0. And then when you move on right along, you've got Cape Town City versus Royal AM. When you have a look at this encounter, I think this is a very interesting encounter, which then has great potential with regards to entertainment value, because when you do have a look at Royal AM, they're one of the most informed teams within the country. They play very beautiful football. They play fast-paced offensive football where they've scored a lot of goals. And when you look at Cape Town City, this is a side then that is also then enjoying a good run and a good spell, as they have been playing really, really well, even after the departures of certain key players. But when you have a look at this encounter, I do foresee it playing out to a narrow win for Royal AM. Moving on then right along, you do have Kaizer Chiefs versus SUPERSPORT United. So when you have a look at this encounter then, it is quite an interesting encounter, considering then that the last time SUPERSPORT United played, they did lose to TTM in the Nedbank Cup. And then when you do have a look at Kaizer Chiefs, they drew against TS Galaxy. And I must say then that was a match then that really didn't show much promise from a Kaizer Chiefs perspective. And SUPERSPORT United have also been very inconsistent. So it is a very interesting encounter with regards to the form of both teams. However, I do then foresee a draw in this encounter. And then moving on then right along, you've got Maruma Gallants versus Swallows, which then will be the second time where Swallows play during the week. It's going to be very interesting then to see how they manage with regards to the load, having played in midweek and then also having then to play on the Sunday as well. However, when you look at Maruma Gallants, they are a team that is doing very well. They play a very good brand of football and a team then that creates many opportunities. They are very creative and they score goals as well. So I do foresee it being a very difficult encounter for Swallows, as I do think that Maruma Gallants will win the game 1-0. Moving on then right along, you do then have CHIPPA United versus Stellenbosch, which then is going to be a very, very important game for CHIPPA United with regards to picking up at least a point, because they're also then in that relegation scrap. So it's going to be vital that they at least pick up a point, but they should be looking for 3 points in this one. However, I do foresee this one playing out in a draw. So, ladies and gentlemen, do let me know, what do you make of the upcoming fixtures? Where do you see wins? Where do you see losses? And which teams do you think then will share the spoils a point apiece? Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.